Okay, I gotta make this video quick because I did not expect to wait this long to actually start making it and whatnot. But anyway, Deltarune Chapter 3 and 4 have a dope soundtrack. And okay, honestly, I would have made this video way sooner, but like college and running and whatnot was like killing me. So I'm very sorry. I was originally planning on making these two separate videos, like one for Chapter 3 and one for Chapter 4. However, with the time I have, I really don't have that much time to make them separate videos, and I'm probably just gonna get this like right before Chapter 5 gets out. So either way, you guys have already been here before, you read the title, you know this is a Undertale Deltarune song ranking. Just like most Undertale and Deltarune players who have played these games before, you're not just going to watch the intro again and whatnot. So let's just hop right into the rankings. And first off, we're starting with... Okay, this song like barely even counts. It's just like Chris trolling us. Like, I'm not even sure why is Toby Fox so obsessed with putting like friggin' sound effects on the soundtrack. Though I guess this one has a bit more relevance, so maybe that's why. But anyway, yeah, there's a lot after this song, so let's just get through them. Okay, there's a track that's kind of similar to this one later on, but like it's way higher because this one just sounds like freaking Carol Holiday ASMR, and I'm not trying to listen to any of that. I already listened to enough crickets outside my house, so I don't need this as a sound effect, Toby Fox. Like, come on. This one is just honestly really short and does nothing to me, so that's why I love Lancer, but this is kind of just a really short remix, so moving on. One of the teaser songs, and honestly this wasn't really anything special, so that's why it's ranked this low. Like the song says, mysterious ringing. I don't know what else to say to this one. It's just goofy ringing noises. Me want to push my buddy, huh? Okay, this is basically just like Deltarune, like Valentine style song and whatnot. It's like the one like confession from Undertale and whatnot, and this one, again, this one just doesn't do too much for me, so that's why I'm ranking it this low. Okay, so this one is a good singing song and whatnot, or at least the closest thing I could think of to a singing kind of song in like Toby Fox tracks. But for me, it's just like a very small segment with like vocals that are just remixed of the legend and whatnot, so that's why it's kind of ranked a bit lower. Honestly, I kind of forget this track a good amount of times. It's actually a fun track, but like, I know, my goat, it was not that cool. We can just move on from it, okay? Okay, I am very much running out of things to say for these like lower parts of the list, so yeah, howdy, this is sure a lovely rat ride. What more do you want me to say to this one? ERAM is just creepy music. There's nothing more to say. I like ERAM as an idea, but like the music kind of falls flat. So take what I said about ERAM, but like just extend the song a little bit more and make it a slightly bit lower pitch to make it a bit creepier, and there you go. That's what it is. It doesn't do anything to my ears, so sorry, it's not going up any higher. Okay, this is something I actually got more commentary for, so thank God. The tension in this track actually, really fits the scene and whatnot, and it works really well, but it's more so just still an accompanying soundtrack. If anything, it works like very much for the scene and works to like go with the song that comes after it, but otherwise it doesn't really like do too much. So that's why it's here. It's sort of the same as the last song. This one is more like an accompanying track, but this one like it's a bit more and has a bit more beat to it, if you get what I mean. Okay, hear me out on this one, because I know it's crazy to rank it this high for what it is, but hear me out. Unlike C that just sounds like kill ASMR, this one actually gives like a sense of dread, I feel. Like even the little twinkle effects that keep happening, it sounds like some sort of alien laughter that's happening and going through it and whatnot, and it actually makes it really nice to listen to. Obviously, it's still an accompanying soundtrack that adds to like the song that comes after, which we'll get to later. But this one, to me, just fits so well in that idea, you know? So that's why it's ranked here. Apparently this was like a chapter 2 weird root like scene and whatnot, but it is in the chapter 3 and 4 soundtrack, and I think it's a slight bit different in chapter 3, so that's why it's here anyways. But this one honestly is a pretty like good track for the scene she used in. It kind of adds like that ominous like vibe to everything Rousey's saying about like partners to Susie. The only issue is that it can kind of get a little bit repetitive with the constant looping of the same melody and whatnot, but it does still have a pretty decent melody to me. I just messed that up, my bad, but yeah, it still has a pretty decent melody to me, so that's why it's ranked here. I don't like sand. It's coarse, it's rough, it's irritating, and it gets everywhere. Okay, yeah, there you go, obligatory Star Wars reference, but I do really want to like the song a little bit more than I do now. Like, compared to other board themes, I don't know, this one kind of just doesn't do anything for me. Again, like, I know that's like not how you should describe like ranking music, but like sometimes ranking music just has to, vibe with how the person feels about it. And this one is a good song, I can hear it, but like, it doesn't, I don't feel anything with it, and I'm very sorry about that. It just feels like a remix motif kind of thing. It's just like, oh, it's a remix board motif. That's pretty good, but like, yeah, that's it can't break that department for me. So I'm sorry to any sand lovers and whatnot. The theme of ultimate disappointment. Oh boy, oh boy. I legit like the vibe of this one. Like, it has that aspect of like a back alley of a, like, you imagine like a movie set and whatnot, like a movie, like, theater or whatnot. And there's just a back alley where all the performers go there to like, take like a smoke break and stuff like that. And put themselves like, together before they go inside. And honestly, yeah, that's kind of the vibe I got from it, and it fits really well and it works really well, so that's why it's ranked this high. dark, ominous like remix of the board theme, and I really just actually love how it like I don't know fits and whatnot. It's just missing that like jazzy vibe, which loses points for me. But you know, it is supposed to be like it is supposed to work this way because of the scene it's in, so that makes a lot of sense. Take what I said about Doomboard and just add it onto this one, only instead the instruments are like a lot less aggressive. And so, you know, I just like this one a bit more because of that reason. So yeah, that's the only reason, honestly. I could 100% hear a song like this in a quiz show, and it honestly is just really nice to listen to, especially just like, you know, groove out a little bit to it. I feel like though it's still holding itself back, which in my opinion is why it's like ranked here. Like, it feels like it could go into like another step of motion and whatnot, but it stays at like a calm 10 instead of going past it and whatnot, which is that's the reason why I don't decide to rank it higher, okay? I know this is technically just a weirder sounding version of the normal, like the legend and whatnot, but weirdly enough, I actually really like this version a little bit better. If it was anywhere close to as long as the legend with all the strange vibes it has and whatnot, I would definitely think it was ranked up like higher than the standard version. However, because it is just a remix at the end of the day and a shorter version at that, then it's gonna stay here sadly. Honestly, this is just a really nice song to hear, and it's just really heartwarming and whatnot. It's just like the entire feel of it is just this elderly gentleman just like walking up to you and giving you some helpful advice, which obviously fits the scene very well. And overall, it's just like really nice and calming song for that reason. So although it has some tense bits like similar to the other versions from the same root, I honestly think this one sounds a little bit different, you know? It has the same melody to it and is longer than just a few notes. Like that are like just barely slightly pitches. I mean, it is still the same like note patterns and whatnot. It is still very basic, but it actually feels like, I don't know, more of like something to listen to rather than just like long drown out like noise. Which is again crazy to say, but like you get what I mean when you actually listen to it, honestly. Basically, this one at least sounds different, okay? It basically sounds a little bit more different than just din 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 like that and whatnot, okay? It actually feels like an actual song and for like a underground cave area, which actually fits so well. So yeah, that's why it's ranked here. Honestly, I don't even know what to say to this one. I just like the sounds here more than others, so please just deal with it, honestly. This is a pretty nice theme for like the initial chapter 4 area, like the Dark World and whatnot. It's better than like just no music at all, or like how Cliffs does it, like where it's just like weird, like strange noises and whatnot, and just like very ominous. This one actually makes you feel like you're like about to participate in like a great fantastical adventure, and for that reason, it fits so well with the vibes of chapter 4 as a whole. Like compared to a lot of the other overworld songs, it's not as great, but it is still a good song, a good track for when you're first entering this dark world. Honestly, this is a for a song at first that to me wasn't too great, but the more I listened to it, it kind of did get a little bit better in my opinion. It gets like slightly better because it fits, honestly, it fits the like places put in very well, but also the fact that like it very much fits the vibe of like a ripple effect and whatnot, where like each time the music gets like louder and louder, the more like the more parts of it like get added. Like it keeps adding more and more instruments every bell ring, and it honestly is so good with that. Like, and it like speeds up the actual like tune of the fight and how like just overall creepy it is. It fits really well, and I do really enjoy it. It just takes a bit to actually get to that point where I'm just like, okay, this is a really good song. So that's why it's ranked this low. Ye Old Jitterbug. Honestly, this is just a fun remix of the ghost themes from Undertale, and it gives that old-timey jazz feeling to it. It's just like a good little jam to represent some bad parenting, so you love to see it. Honestly, for being like a really short part of the game in Mistfall, I do actually like the song. It adds a lot more to the creepiness itself of Swordroot, and also has that like ominous like vibe of like what actual game you're playing. Overall, I actually really enjoy this one for how short it is. The song is just a more cheerful version of Spamton's first motif, or Tenna's motif if you technically, because technically Spamton stole from Tenna, I guess. But it works in the scene very well. Sadly, this song won't be making it into the Hall of Fame of this tier list, so that sucks. But hey, at least it could get a participation trophy. Honestly, this is just a really calming song and just reminds me of something that I would honestly hear like just playing on the piano while like coming to like church like during my old school days and whatnot while I was in like elementary and whatnot. It just has that like sort of nostalgic vibe and like that feeling and whatnot. Like it isn't gonna be the biggest bangers ever, but like it just reminds me of like that pure nostalgia of like going to church those days, and it's just, I don't know, it's just really nice to listen to. This is such a good intro for Tenna. It's actually just like truly amazing. From the actual animation to the vocals of Tenna himself, it's so good. The only issue is that this is a song ranking list and not just a video and production ranking list. So because the music is drowned out mostly by what Tenna actually says, and it's honestly fairly short, it's probably, it took a few points off, okay? I'm sorry. Hot take, when I first heard this song, I really didn't like it at all, I'm not gonna lie, especially when the first like soundtrack dropped and whatnot. But after a while, I do actually think I found like a lot of the enjoyment in it. It being like a more upbeat version of the Weirdroot Burly fight gives it a little bit more of a charm to Noel. And also it having like just all the like Christmas sounding instrumentals and whatnot, like you get what I mean, like the instruments sound like they're like tied a lot to Christmas and whatnot, and like it fits, the holiday house as a whole well. And also just like, it's just a really good like song for that like actual vibe, like coming into like a friend's cozy home. Overall, the song I grew more attached to as I listened to it, but it didn't like crack the top ones because of that reason, so it's gonna stay here. I'm not sure if this is a hot take or anything, but I really like this one a lot better than the previous version of the Hometowns town theme. I like the tone of this one a little bit more because it actually makes the town feel more lively in a sense. I'm not sure like how to say it. Like, not that the other one was boring, but this one feels like the town actually has people in it, and like, you know, you're going around talking to people, and it's just, you know, another day and whatnot, like, of you exploring your town. And for that reason, I put it this high. Adventure board for me, like, is definitely a little bit better than like sandy board because I don't know, this one actually feels like after playing the game. Like, sandy board is just like the part before and whatnot, but this one genuinely actually feels like, I don't know, it's a bit better like listening to, and definitely is the better soundtrack for board 1 and whatnot overall. So that is my reasons why I actually like it. Man, Toby really just goes out of his way to make good themes for like anything, including just a normal climbing main game. Obviously, it's not the best thing ever, but like, hey, this is actually the first instance you'll see of the Chapter 4 motif, which I'll just say right now does wonders to my ears, as you'll see a bit later. And this should be the first instance of it, so yeah, honestly, for that reason, it's a really good early start, and it's just a really fun like song to listen to, especially during the actual climbing sections, but also just anything similar to that, of like reaching ever higher and whatnot, or, you know, even higher, as some people might actually say. Man, this is such a wonderful track to me, honestly. It gives that entire just like good-natured, heartwarming like feelings and whatnot towards Susie and Chris's relationship, and it just fits so well for that reason. And it's just a song that is gonna make me just dread at what is happening, like what's going to end up happening in the next chapters. But yeah, my god, it's such a good song between two very sweet friends. So it's gonna be here. So like, even though this one actually says like board clear as the title, I honestly associate this one a lot more with like the mantle opening segments rather than, you know, the actual board clear segments. But that being said, man, this is such a like old school like style game title screen and whatnot. I wish it went on for a bit longer for that reason. Like something you just walk past in an arcade and it just be like stuck on the title screen playing the same track over and over. But like, I just wish this one was a little bit longer, you know? But otherwise, it's a really fun like track to listen to, and especially really good at representing these like the old style games and whatnot that you play. This is such a good song to represent that like last stand of hope against an evil foe. The only reason it's not higher is because it's a really short segment of a song, and maybe if it was like a little bit longer and like didn't repeat the same thing over and over, then it would help. I do like the Gerson motif and whatnot, as you'll see a bit later as well. I like the Gerson motif, like I said, but like this one is, you know, fairly short and whatnot, so honestly, if it was any longer, I would have had it in like the top 20s. But yeah, I'm very sorry, but this song might need a hand getting up that high. Yeah, so I used this earlier, but honestly, this song is just a really perfect song to just show like Tenna's pure energy and excitement. And this song just has that pure energy and excitement of just like trying to get through all the sponsors and whatnot. And honestly, this song I would be able to actually hear in just an actual like sponsorship. Like today's sponsor, me! Go ahead and like and subscribe right now. Now, Mike, back to the rankings. Yeah, so I placed these two after the other and whatnot. I'm sorry, but like, listen, they just work really well together, and honestly, I couldn't, like, for the life of me, get them separate and whatnot. So, yeah, this song is just really good at like slowing down the pace and just like taking a slight breather, like actual like game show feeling once they like cut to like back from like the commercials or like you know, take a break and whatnot in between and whatnot. It's just a really fun like song for that reason. A remake of Spirit Justice used as a character theme? Wow, sign me up. I love how it starts just as powerful as like normal Spirit Justice, but then like it calms down to like a little like somber melody and whatnot, and just basically just slows itself so far down. It's just like Gerson as a character and whatnot, which I honestly really like. Sadly, cause it stays at that pace, I can't bring myself to make it any higher than here, especially with some of the songs that are coming up. But man, this is such a good intro to Gerson's character, and I just love it for that reason. This is like just one of those tracks that like fits so well with the vibe is going for. Just like that late night thought session that you might have just like at 12 a.m. and whatnot, as it says. Just something to help calm the nerves and worries. Just like being inside your house late at night. Just give yourself that moment to like calm yourself and get rid of all the worries of life. It's just so good for that reason. And yes, another moment where back-to-back similar sounding songs, but honestly, 12 a.m. and 13 a.m. are very like same to me. But here's the thing, it is very similar to 12 a.m. even in the same good aspects, but this one has like that slower vibe to it. Like after 12 a.m. your mind like slowly slowing down. You're not trying to go to bed yet, but like you're just trying to stay awake and just purely relax and get rid of any bad like feelings that you might still have. It's just a wonderful song to listen to, especially listen to it at the times that they say and whatnot. You'll see what I mean, okay? It's so good. I expect that Toby didn't make board 3 since chapter 3 was already long enough. However, why cut this song out? It's so underrated. I don't get it. I mean, thankfully he's allowed to put in a soundtrack, but it just feels like he's like, here you go, Jangle Jangle. This would have been the board theme for this level, but sadly we're not gonna put the level in the game. My bad. I mean, I get how it could be cut, but like, I really am appreciative that it's in here, but dang, it just kind of flows. But anyway, this song's good. I like it. Yes, the Miyake room and whatnot. It's a really good beat, honestly. It fits just the overall like mystery vibe, but like who a cool dude named Mike might be. It's a really good beat, and I just love the tone it sets. I can't really say too much about it other than like, the fact that I think the mics are like mewing or something like that. I don't know. That's a term my friend said. The start of the song is just so good. The actual crackles of the fire being included at the start of it itself is just it just works so wonderfully with it. And it feels just like a cozy cabin you're stepping into, which is a good way of describing how the chapter 4 hub area actually feels. It's a really good song in just keeping that actual feeling to it, and even long. It's a long song too, but it keeps that momentum throughout the entirety of it. It doesn't ever feel off to me, so that's why it's placed here. So while this song is another one that uses the chapter 4 Dark World motif, you know, a song that we'll get to later and whatnot, this one feels more like a build-up track to me, which, I mean, it's a version of Heavy Footsteps combined with the idea even higher. You know, that final boss journey in a huge climbing section up a crumbling tower. Again, it mostly works alongside the area it's happening in, but it's still a good song to listen to. Especially with how the build-up actually worked for it, so that's why it's here. God, now that we cracked the top 30, this is where it gets really hard ranking them. Because some songs are just so good, like this one. Just listen to it. It's so good. Seriously, it's a really good track that just keeps that adrenaline in my soul going, and it's just basically it's just keep on fighting no matter what the song, and to fight through any darkness that stands in my wake and whatnot. And it's just top 30, it's just number 30. It's hard for me to do this, but that's how I feel about ranking it. I can't bring myself to bring it higher than any other songs, but to me this one is just it's that hope that is in the dark that brings you that light and whatnot, and it's just that personified as a song, and it's so good for that reason. Here we have the first battle remixes of the chapters, and honestly, I didn't expect a vaporwave version of Root Buster to actually be in the game and whatnot, because I feel that was a remix I would have heard back in the chapter 1 days, but yeah, it's honestly a really good theme, I'm not gonna lie. At first I didn't really feel anything about it, but the more I listen to it, the more I appreciate it, and even in some parts of it, think it's a little bit better than the original Voodoo Buster. I think the slow nature of it with combined with the vaporwave stuff and whatnot. I'm not sure how to describe it, you get what I mean. It's honestly just, it puts it that slightly bit higher compared to normal Voodoo Buster for me. Though out of the 3 new non-boss battle themes, this one is my least favorite of the album, but it's still a pretty good actual battle theme. I know it's just a short piano segment, but God, it's so good. It's basically the entire scene of us allowing Chris to finally play the piano on screen free of will, and for that reason it's just a really good track in my opinion. If it was any longer or even near the length of the actual one that Chris does in the Holiday House, then it will 100% be near the top 100 for me. But for right now, it's a nice track, and apparently for some reason it's not played well, but yeah, ignoring that, it's here on the list. I know this is basically a version of Knock You Down from chapter 2, but with you know, some added segments on it, but this song still is enjoyable nonetheless, especially as a rhythm game version. You know, as a rhythm game player myself, I know the tortures of playing these kind of games, and when they have good music, they have good music, and this music is good. If you basically want the same thoughts I have about this song, go check out the chapter 2 video. It might be changed though, obviously, because this one adds like new segments to it, and I think those are really good and adds a new ending to the song that works very well. And yeah, overall, this song is still a good one, just not the best and everything, and it is a remix of a previous song, so that's why. Oh boy, we all love ourselves a physical challenge. This song is just really good in terms of like giving that fun little like game show like challenge like nature and whatnot. It's like the last segment of a game show actually, where like you're going for the final prize round or something like that, and this is like the match you're watching. And it's like, oh no, are they gonna like get the prize and whatnot? It just works so well. Like the entire like game show format of this chapter just works really well with the actual tracks itself. And for that reason, I really enjoyed this one. A lot slower than some of the tracks we've been covering recently, but like this is just a beautiful rendition of that Lost Girl motif, and I just love listening to it in general. It just makes me feel like it just gives that feeling of worry, you know, like of being away from someone, and it's just represented so much in this song. And honestly, I'm really thinking that this song might be like how Memory was in Undertale to like Asriel's theme, like his theme. One that where like Memory was a variation of his theme and then his theme we got later. I feel like this is gonna be similar, where this song is a version of Dessa's theme that we're gonna get later. Okay, just gonna say right now, I have zero clue why this has the freedom motif. I don't know why. But otherwise, this song is just a really nice banger to listen to. Like, it takes a bit to charge up, and it takes a while, I'm not gonna lie, to charge up. But when it does, when that beat drops, I mean, here you go. Here the second half of the track is like it just repeating this entire beat drop, but it's like it does it even bigger too, and it's just a really good song for me. The only issue is that it does take a bit to actually like, you know, get to that moment in the beginning, and even during the middle portion it like calms down, needs a second to get there. It's like it's charging up like an ultimate and whatnot, but otherwise it's a pretty good song nonetheless. Yeah, so this board might be like aggressively long, and I do mean aggressively long, but it does at least have a good theme to it. Legit, I feel like Paradise does a lot more than like Adventure Board does, because Adventure Board like feels like it's not as fleshed out, you know, like it's just there kind of thing, and it's just there for the first game show. This one actually feels like there's a lot more to the adventure, which, you know, is supposed to be the case because this one is so long, but like compared to like this one to my ears of the other ones and whatnot, and even like compared to like the Cut Board 3, I feel like this one is just such a good track in my opinion. It's genuinely insane that I just regard this entire board as like the worst part of chapter 3 in my opinion, but otherwise it's honestly a pretty good theme for it, so yeah, I'll give it that credit. This is such a really fun sounding boss theme for Shadow, Eran, Mantle, Horns, Knife, Friend Guy, or whatever the heck this thing is. All the old sounding bit noises for the actual song worked extremely well. I feel like the only downside is that it is a very short song in terms of like what it actually does. It kind of just repeats the entire thing for like a minute, and then that's it. And I know that's crazy to say, but it's like very short if you really think about it. If it was extended to add like a bit more like stuff to it, like a different like track melody or like anything for like 30 more seconds, maybe it would be higher, but for now it remains here. But that's not the last of the sword root themes, as you'll see. Now we finally get to the one that's actually named after this route. Who would have thought it'd take this long? From the Zelda-like adventure feel that this entire song gives, it just works so well, and actually having a good melody to it to actually listen to, that's not just like the same thing repeated over and over. Like even Glacier I like, but that one is still just the same thing repeated kinda. This one does repeat, but it sounds different every time. And it's not just the same song for like a minute. The only downside is that the little breathers it does in the song kind of drag it out. And then the entire ending of it for like the last 20 seconds just being environment noise before like restarting back to the beginning. It does like take a bit slightly from the actual song itself. But overall the song is fun to listen to, and I can see it just being in an entirely separate game like with this track. Yes, the theme of abortion. Music to my ears, I'm not gonna lie. This song, it has such a good intensity of it for like, you know, like what is the Titan spawn and whatnot, you know, the literal spawn of the Titan. And it works just so well with it. It's basically just a sped up version of that chapter 4 Dark World motif, but having like that little bits of panic feeling into it. Like this is something that you might not be able to actually win against, so it's something that like it's just strange to like what like your nature and whatnot. Like you can't believe what you're seeing. And I just love the intensity overall of this entire song. That's honestly all I can say about it really. It's a good track. I love this like the feel it gives off, but overall I can't say anything more, I'm not gonna lie. So we're gonna leave it here. I'll miss Before the Story so much, but man, this theme just fits so well into like Deltarune's nature and idea as a whole. It's like it finally got a new menu theme, but it also finally got its own like identity in a way. Before the Story was still an Undertale track at the end of the day, even if it was just a PlayStation version of it. And because of that reason, Deltarune always was like, oh, here's Before the Story as well, but now they actually have their own menu theme, and now they actually have their own identity as a game, and it works so well in this one track of representing that entire feeling. The theme of TV depression, and not even questioning how there's even snow and like fall potentially, but this song again is just a really nice one to listen to. The entire like sadness of the TV world slowly collapsing and abandoning like the facade of it all and like disappearing and whatnot, and it's just really good for those reasons. It's just that calm like vibe and whatnot, a very slower version of Green Room, and which I mean we might get to later, you know, hint hint nudge nudge, but like seeing this place abandoned and seeing all of it happen, it is sad, but dang, it's such a good song to listen to in that sort of relaxed state of mind. also miss my Castle Town in terms of Chapter 2 songs I'll miss. But wow, Castle Funk is so good. It just makes me like feel like all the recruiting and all the saving darkness that we have done is worth it, because like look how lively this place is. It's similar to Another Day in Hometown, where this one makes the place actually feel more lively, and it's such a good party theme in general. Overall, a great theme for Castle Town. I wouldn't be surprised if we get another one in like the next chapter, but if we also didn't get a new one and this stays as the theme song for Castle Town, I also wouldn't be surprised, because this is still a really great track. Okay, real talk, show this to anyone before chapter 3 and 4 and they would have never guessed this was a real screenshot. Now that that's out the way, yeah, this being one of the first songs teased for chapter 3 really saved a good amount of YouTubers' careers, because they just used this like track entirely. They just pumped this thing out and used it so many times in their videos, but god dang, it just works so well. It's basically like, just imagine they took Hip Shot but they made it even more relaxing and soothing and a little bit less like, it basically made like a calmer track and whatnot, and it's just super nice to listen to for that reason. And this is basically the first of the big 3 sanctuary themes, and yeah, this one is such a good overall theme for like the first area of chapter 4 for that reason. It gives off that fantastical vibe of chapter 4, and it just does that super well and just makes you like ready to go on this adventure with zero idea what's in store. I'm not even sure what I'm even saying at this point. I just really like this theme, and even though it is currently the lowest of the big 3 sanctuary themes, I do really love this one still, and it is a really good overall theme in general. And here's the moment that every Deltarune fan got PTSD, because they finally were able to recognize music for once. This being a version of its reign somewhere else, but without Sans' theme, is something I didn't realize I needed. But like, it really fits perfectly with it like happening like without the Sans theme. Like the little chimes of the environment in the background make the song feel like more echoey than it did in Undertale. It just gives off that feeling of like, yeah, it rained here and now the storm's over. It's such a good track, and I'm really scared what other tracks that make a resurgence with like more Undertale inspired stuff coming through, especially that next chapter. That makes me very scared. But overall, I really like this theme, and god dang it, man, I'm really scared for Deltarune. Susie, pick up the phone, it's ringing, oh my god, pick it up. I didn't expect the game to actually give us like a song based on someone's ringtone, like a really good one. like a banger and whatnot, but it, man, I'm saying that so many times in this video. I'm so sorry, but like the actual feeling of this one is really great. It adds a good amount of strangeness to the actual like sanctuary Suzy made. Even the music itself is viewed different in its faster tempo. It's just an overall great track for these reasons. However, even though this is second sanctuary, this isn't the last of the big three, as you can probably count, but we'll get to that later, okay? Enter the dark zone expecting scares and instead got a friggin' banger of a track. This is basically what if we took the ghost themes from Undertale, specifically Spookwave, and add a bit more of a Halloween sounding track to it. But instead of being terrifying, it's just like works well in terms of just being a good song to listen to. And guys, I've been talking for like an hour. You just get what I mean when I talk about like how good these songs are. My voice is killing me, but you get what I mean. I hope Jagenstein maybe appears one day because this song is so good for those reasons. I mean, if he doesn't, then like, cool mini boss and all, but it's such a good theme song for this Dark Zone area. I just love it so much. You will not believe how bad I feel about not ranking this song in the top 10, but hear me out for why my reason is. The song itself is so good, and I'm a huge sucker for like guitars and instruments of that nature. The entirety of this song being a rhythm game too works amazingly well with it. There's just one issue for me, and it's just one minor issue. The lyrics. You're telling me you give me the potential for lyrics of this song, and you don't use them at all in the actual track. I know that's kind of evil to do, and this is my fault for it, but I've listened to so many covers of this song because I love this song, and then I listen to the lyrics they give, and a lot of them are so good, and it just feels naked without the lyrics at all. This song just works perfectly as an actual lyrical song, but it's missing the lyrics, so it's just the instrumentals. And the instrumentals, I'm sorry, it cannot carry it to top 10. I'm so sorry. It still holds up and whatnot, and it's still awesome to listen to. I just can't bring it that high. I'm very sorry. I love Raise Up Your Bad. Don't kill me, Des, but that's where it's gonna be. And now we reached the gold ranks, and here it is, Cat Swing, the friggin' mic theme, and this song is just a actual like jazzy banger and whatnot. I don't even know what to even say. This is the top 10 on the list. You get that I just like these songs because I like these songs and I like repeating them and like listening to them. The entirety of the beat actually staying the same throughout the song. The little tenor Spampton motif that was sprinkled in throughout it. This song feels like it works well with like adding the vibe, like being a bit strange about who the actual mics are. And it's just a song that I really like just swinging my head to on beat and just embracing the song. And again, we're just starting the top 5. We're just barely getting started, so let's just keep going into the top 10. And at long last, the final of the big 3. At number 9 too, so I don't know, do some math there. take everything I said about Third Sanctuary, change the pitch just a little bit of the opening, and then multiply the song by 2, and that's basically what you get with Third Sanctuary, I'm not gonna lie. The entirety of it is just a pure culmination of everything the Sanctuary themes are and that they had beforehand. Like the fantastical mystery of like Dark Sanctuary combined with like the energy and whatnot of Second Sanctuary, and it's just the final chapter area. Honestly, this one should have gotten the Pandora's Palace treatment, like a different song we'll get to eventually, because this one should just play throughout it, especially with how short the song is. It should just play with the battle themes as well. But overall, it's a wonderful song to hear and everything, but it isn't my favorite overall theme from this album, as you'll see. Overall, great song still, and I love it all the same. This is such a beautiful end credits sequence to end off the game. It's such a wondrous track filled with like the fear yet hope of like what remains for the rest of the journey. And even the slight vocals from the Dark Sanctuary theme come back in to provide more. Like the entire prophecies being like, just it comes back at the end of the day. And it's such an amazing track for it, especially the slowdown portion it has during the second half, that air to breathe before the night truly ends. It's such a good track in my opinion for that reason. It's a reason I use that in the outro of some videos I made beforehand. Otherwise, it's a fun, like beautiful sounding theme, and I just cannot wait to see if it's reused at all in the next chapter or if it gets replaced, because if so, this is gonna make chapter 4's ending a lot more special in my eyes. For this part of the video, I just want to actually like, I don't know, give my unscripted thoughts on some songs. Like the other part they did script a little bit, but this one I'm just like, let me just vibe out to the song while listening to it. And honestly, from now on, it's such a good battle theme song and whatnot. Like, okay, legit think about how Root Buster was, and then just attach it to From Now On, but it's a significantly better song. Like I love Root Buster, but god dang, this song is such a good one. It's so good, and like, I don't know how to describe it. I will say I was a bit salty at it when it first got introduced, because it took out a different song that I like on this list, which you might see soon. But it's such a good like track, and it's like perfectly fits that entire Dark World, like chapter 4 Dark World motif and whatnot. The like ever higher motif, whatever you guys call it, I don't know, but it's like that entire section is so good, and it spreads out throughout the entire song. I just love this one so much for that reason. And like, these are just my actual thoughts on it, and I just really like this song in general. I really wish, like, again, I really wish it didn't take out that one, but for another battle theme and whatnot, for like, you know, basically the bigger, more serious half of the game is so enjoyable. And if it gets replaced with another one in the future, I'll probably cry, but if this stays as the battle theme from now on, I'll love it. Toby is such an evil man for basically putting like a new version of Root Buster as Ruder Buster and only using it twice. Like, this is such an underused track, Honestly, like they should have just used it all of chapter 3, but they only used it for 2 mini bosses. Or like they should have like, had it for the TV World segment. I don't know, but like either way, this song is such a good like refurbished version of Root Buster. It works so well. Like even if it is just 2 mini bosses and whatnot, it's such a good track in my opinion. It takes everything good about Root Buster and just multiplies it and just gives it that like little oomph and whatnot. And I just love it so much, especially because you can just dance out to. Like, I'm just gonna be quiet. Just listen to this entire section right here. I love that so much. However, sadly, it's not top 5, as you will see, but I have some songs I still have in my top 5 better than this. This track is such a good overall theme, it's actually insane. It's actually shocking that Toby Fox sat on this song since 2016, like 10 years ago. He's been sitting on this entire track and hasn't shared it. Like, why did you share this to the world, Toby? By the way, I'm happy it's out now, and it's such a good, like, it's such a good theme for this entire, like, TV World segment. It works so well. And god dang, I really hate that one video I saw like a while. I forgot what the title of it was, but it was a video a while ago that was like, what if we made TV World quote unquote better? What do you mean TV World better? This is already the best thing ever. And like, it's such a bad thing that it got shafted just like Third Sanctuary and not having it played during the actual overworlds parts. Like, I feel like someone might have modded that into the game, but can you please just make that the standard? Just have it played during that entire segment. This is such a good theme, even for battle stuff. Please, next time do that. But it's such a good theme nonetheless, and I just like it a lot. This entire just track in general, just fitting that TV vibe perfectly. And you just exploring the, like, you know, backstage Hall of Fame area and like getting all the game shows and whatnot. It's such a good track for that reason, and I just like it a lot. That's just honestly my thoughts. And besides, this song just sounds like a Sonic track, which is so good. Like, Root Buster also sounded like one, but this one sounds like definitely a Sonic World track, and that just makes it even better. So, this is why it's in the top 5. Man, I had such a hard time actually realizing what I wanted to rank this song. Like, I really wanted to rank it in like the top 3, and then I decided like, oh, it's number 2, and then change back to 3. But I think here is like a perfect spot for it. It's such a good track anyways, and especially for the secret bosses, it's probably my favorite like so far of all. I'm not gonna lie, like I think Big Shot got like a little bit downgraded because of a different song that's gonna appear later, but like overall this song in general is just super good, and I just like it so much. The entire track is just that like entire Spirit of Justice like Undying motif, but it's just given to Gerson, who is like look at this, but like it's just so relaxing and whatnot, and it's so good for that reason. But it also keeps that still like feeling of justice and feeling of like freedom, while at the same time also it's like, I'm not sure how you even describe it. It's just such a good song, and like combining all the 3 of those aspects, and like the freedom stuff, the Gerson stuff, the Undying moments. It's like so good in that entire like vibe. And oh god, this entire part right here, and then like I freaking hummed it for a second, but like it's so good. It's so good in that reason, and it was so hard to rank it at number 4 because there's just 3 other songs that perfectly just fit that vibe so well. And like heck, it even has the fear motif in the best way I think it's ever been implemented. Dear God, it's so good and whatnot. But I'm sorry, I can't bring it to number 3. I can't bring it past because there are 3 other songs on this list that just complete me a little bit more. And I'm not gonna lie, no one expected a Titan fight and whatnot, but in terms of actual like themes, this is basically what if we took the chapter 4, it's like the themes and whatnot for the entirety of it, all the motifs and everything from now on, Third Sanctuary, Dark Sanctuary, all of that, and just put it into one song, and it just completes it so well for that entire reason. It's such a good track. It's such a good track in that, and especially when it builds up all this hype. And all these like moments, all this or like whatever you want to actually call it, it just builds all of that up into one key moment, and that's right here. God, that part hits so good. It hits so well. Just that final stand against an entirely menacing foe, and it just works so well in that entire aspect. You like this should be a fight you can't win, but then that moment hits, and it's like, no, we can keep going. It's such a good track for that reason, and I honestly just completely love it so much. I cannot bear myself to bring it any lower. However, I can't bear myself to bring up any higher because like later on in the song it does that whole thing where it's like the weird voices and whatnot and darkness and whatnot for like the last 20 to 30 seconds, and that's the only reason that's bringing it down a bit, because it would have been like number 2, maybe even number 1 in some cases, but that entire part right there is like, you know, the part that I usually skip over. So I'm sorry, the song is just gonna have to stay here, and even though I really love the song, it could not beat the next 2 on this list. Another song that sounds like a Sonic track, but honestly, this is like the one that does it the best way possible. And honestly, this song is just the entirety of the fight being like similar to like party mini games and whatnot, but also like WarioWare mixed into it. But at the same time, it just reflects Tenna's entire character as a whole. Like, this takes stuff from Big Shot, which is like, Big Shot is a more menacing version. It's a like weird, like corrupted conglomeration of this entire track as a whole. But this theme right here is still that whimsy and joy that Tenna has. That whimsy and joy that Tenna is desperate to give. And it's so good for that reason. And it just hits so well the entire way through. I love listening to this track. And especially the opening part. Like this entire part in the opening. Just with like the weird like little sound effects that keep on playing. And it works tremendously with the actual song itself. And especially like in a bunch of different versions of it. And then we get to the slower parts of it, where Tenna is basically just kind of still desperate, and it's like sort of the actual like mindset of Tenna as a whole. It's slowly breaking over time. I'm like stuttering over my words because like it's such a weird way of describing it, but like it's slowly breaking over time, and you see like the little like the like trauma, like the little intrigues and whatnot. Like I don't know how to describe it, but like it's such a good track and whatnot. But then that's not even the best part, because this entire part, the beginning, the middle portion right here, has been building up to one big moment, and that is this right here. I'm not afraid to admit it. Like when I first heard this song last year, I genuinely teared up at this moment. This entire section is just Tenna's last desperation to be useful, and it's just, it works so well. It works so tremendously, and I just love it so much. And I love Tenna as a character, and I love this song. And it's probably like the most perfect song on this list. However, there's one that's more of a guilty pleasure of mine. There is one that sadly beats this one out, and I'm so sorry, Tenna, but I think we all know who it might be. No words, no nothing, just straight up, this is the best track in my opinion. It's just so good, and I just love it so much. I can't believe they made the Burn in Despair portion of Azrael's fight from Undertale into an actual song that sounds so well, combining the chase theme and the Nightmare Night motifs, like the motifs and whatnot that Toby made years ago, and it works so well. And you might think, okay, well this part is like, you know, a bit weird and whatnot, and like this would be like top 3, but it can't be top 1, right? There has to be something to this song, right? It can't just be this entire opening portion. Well, here's my take. It wouldn't be number 1 if it wasn't for this part that's coming up next right here. Just hits so well. That entire motif, I don't care if it isn't the Lost Girl motif, I don't care if it's just a variation of it, it works so well, and that's why it's my number 1. I'm sorry, this is selfish, this is my list though, and this song is number 1 in my eyes. Thank you guys so much for even enjoying this video, and if you made it this far, honestly, it means a lot. Like, especially because I really wanted to make this like months ago, but I kept postponing it. So I think like Deltarune Chapter 5 should be like releasing like around the time like this is like released, or like around the time you even finish this video if you watched it fully. So if that's the case, go check out my Twitch channel right now. I'm probably streaming the Chapter 5 with some friends like at this moment. So please go ahead, check it out. And yeah, until then, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.